Hey everyone, it's Kimmy. I am Mama on a Mission. I am a 14-year online reseller, primarily of clothes and shoes. And I currently sell on eBay, Poshmark, and Depop. And I'm also now a Whatnot live seller. And today I have a Goodwill outlet bins haul to share with you. The Goodwill outlet bins is basically these giant bins, just like it says, full of items for you to try to get through, where I pay by the pound. My Goodwill outlet is $1.59 per pound. And so basically anything you see here was paid for by that price. I have a really good mix. I have 3 bags here, but I do know I have some like coats and sweaters. So it's going to hopefully be a hopefully it doesn't get too long and we don't get too chatty. So let's get right into it. I will share with you the items I picked up to flip online, and will tell you kind of some of the reasons why I feel like it is going to sell, or what I think it's going to sell for. And if there are any Whatnot items in here, I will kind of say that too, because I keep my Whatnot inventory separate from my eBay, Poshmark, Depop. I do rotate it. I know, I'm so confusing. Things that don't sell on Whatnot, I kind of rotate into my other platforms. But it's a good way to keep inventory fresh and moving. So I saw this on top, which I'm a Wisconsin girl and I am Green Bay all the way. So I did see this. Normally I wouldn't pick up. It doesn't matter. My husband and my kids are, my one child, are Bears fans because my husband's family's from Illinois. I'm Wisconsin. I'm Packers. However, this is a really cute, brand new with tags. Bears. I love the little, it's a women's. And if you know, you know, this kind of stuff, you know, NFL, MLB, NBA, all this merch, especially when you buy it at the facilities, like at the sports stadiums, is super expensive. Does this have a price on it? No. It just says NFL team wear. So it's brand new with tags. I'll get $20 for that. It's lightweight. I probably paid 75 cents. Even if it is the Bears. Like I said, my husband's a Bears fan, so what are you going to do? Now, this is a pair of jeans that I do still like picking up. BKE, the Alec, which is a men's straight leg jean. I still do decent with BKE men's jeans. In the store they had $9.99. I would only pick these up at the bins. They usually do have some nice, look for like embroidery. This is like a lot of cowboy, rodeo, ranch, or even maybe biker, as far as like style keywords. These will go for $20-25. And I do like selling those, so. Here is a Champion Heritage size medium men's. This is Penn State, right? That's why I picked it up. I sure hope it is. Is it some kind of Pennsylvania? Oh yeah, it says right on the side. Thank goodness. Okay. So Penn State, besides all the sports memorabilia, especially when it's brand new with tags, I do okay with colleges, big name colleges, Big Ten. Think Ohio State, Penn State, Harvard, those types of colleges. You can get a decent amount for their merch. And this is a really nice button-up cardigan. There's the Penn State there on the chest, and then on the sleeve. This also gives me like college vibes, right? College, academia, maybe not academia, but like the college, preppy, university style. And so this will be another $20 bill. And like I've mentioned so many times on my channel, my bread and butter basis of my business, all those bays, is that I take things from the bins. I pay $1 or less sometimes, and I flip them for $20, and I make $15 in profit pretty much over and over and over again. Do I sell higher price things? Oh yeah, absolutely, all the time. But that's the bread and butter. That's the soul of my business. Now, this is Torrid. It is a size 2. Torrid, I am being pickier about, and when I do pick it up, again, it should be or needs to be a lower cost, because a lot of the Torrid pieces are not going for much more between $15 and $25 unless you have a new tag or something substantial. At the bins, I thought this was cute. I do well with the Torrid Swim. Look how cute this is. Torrid 2 swim piece. You know, you pair this with your high-waisted bottoms, bikini bottoms. It's adjustable. It's underwire. It has good support. Torrid swim pieces are like $60 a piece, brand new. So I'll get 20 bucks for this. And man, swimwear just in general is so expensive. It's crazy how expensive swim stuff is. Ooh, this is Theory, made in Peru. Theory is one of those higher priced designer brands that sometimes moves slower for me. That's just how it is for me. It says made in Peru. Let's see if there's any content material here. Or if there's any special content material. Modal and Pima cotton, made in Peru. So they say the finest cotton is a Pima cotton and it comes from Peru. So that will be one of my selling points. This is like a shirt dress. And to be fair, it's really soft. It feels really nice. Size small, Theory dress. Again, pretty lightweight. Maybe that cost me $1. What else? Nick and Zoe. Now this is a brand that is a pretty solid bread and butter for me. Nick and Zoe. This is a size 4. It feels like a nice material. Let's see. Cotton and modal blend. Modal, if you know, is like pretty soft, stretchy. This is, I love the big pockets in the front. They are a pair of, looks like maybe a straight leg jean. Love this light olive. Kind of gives me like leg and look, casual vibes. And it does have a stretch waist. Nick and Zoe. I think there's another Nick and Zoe in here. I haven't sold this brand actually in a while. I should look it up. Nick and Zoe again here. This is linen and viscous blend. And it's like a little shawl in a pretty coral color. This probably cost me 50 cents. Let's just look it up really quick. Nick and Zoe. This is a linen blend though, so that's nice. 25, 20, 28, 20. So I'm, like I said, pretty solid bread and butter find there. That one went for 28. Looks like a 20 to 25 on the Nick and Zoe. That's nice. That one is a linen blend. Ooh, is this another swim? I love finding swim pieces. I do pretty well with them. Always check the stretch. I always do a stretch test. This is Kalia by Carrie Underwood, and it's a size 16. I do kind of stay with the larger sizes again, probably a large or above. Kalia by Carrie Underwood. Love this dark purple. It is adjustable. Little swim piece. Again, $20 bill. What's this? Oh, so Adidas. So this is going to be in my whatnot pile. This is Adidas boys size 10, 12. I'm kind of collecting. I mentioned in one of my last hauls that I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with my kids items for whatnots, if I'm going to collect it and run it like a premium or a like sports athletic wear whatnot, if I'm going to put it all together and bring it to a once upon a child. I'm still kind of seeing what I'm doing, but I have a bin. I actually have 2 bins. They're starting to get full, that I'm saving things like that. Athletic wear. What does that cost me at the bins? A quarter, maybe 50 cents. So I have a couple options there, and I'm just deciding what to do. Here's another BKE. This is a Derek 34 men's jean. Again, I like selling these men's BKE jeans. This looks like more of a kind of straighter boot. It looks like a boot cut to me. Look for heavier embroidery. They had $6.99 in the store. Guys, oh my gosh. This, can we see it? This tag says 10, 15, 25. I'm filming this the very end of October, so it might come out in early November, but how did it get to the bins that quick? It was tagged in Goodwill 10/15/2025. And I already picked it up. I'm here showing it to you at the end of October. It's been 2 weeks. So how long was it even in the store? That's weird. I mean, I have it in my hands right now, like 10 days later, 12 days later. So that doesn't make any sense. I'm telling you, that's what it says. Can you see that tiny little date at the bottom? 10/15/2025 is when they tagged this. How do I have it 12 days later? I don't know. And I found it at the bins. So, I mean, did they just decide not to put it out and they just threw it to the bins, people? BKE men's jeans. That makes me think. That's kind of, I'm not sure about that. Ooh, oh, this has a spot. Okay. You guys know, I don't like picking up that. I can look at the box right now and it's frowning at me because it's full. It's my stained treat pile that I'm supposed to be a good reseller and fix it. All the items are looking at me so sad right now. It's not a ton. I mean, it's probably 10, 12 items because normally I pass on anything that has major flaws for sure. And honestly, I've redonated things that I missed a flaw on because I don't like selling them. However, where was this flaw? This stunning lavender button-up shirt. Look how beautiful that color is. The brand is Resell. Let's look at this. Resell. Look at this tag. Size small /4. And I believe this is like a good material. Please care with love. I love these cute little tags. Luxury silk. 100% pure silk. Designed in Italy. I'm going to look up Resell silk. And I looked it up at the bins too. And I was like, oh, I'm going to try it. Let's find this flaw. Resell silk. $50, $93, $50, $79, $60. There was a spot. Let's play a game. Can we find the spot? Can we find the flaw? This is the flaw. It wasn't a spot. There's some like material pull there. Like maybe the person who wore it had like, you know, strong arms and maybe stretched out the one area of the sleeve. That's the flaw. It's got that little, you know, look how pretty this is. So actually I don't have to stain treat that. I'm going to sell that with, I'll put in flaw, whatever. The comps are crazy on this brand. I've never found it before. Here's my shirt, but in blue. Resell 100% pure silk blouse, luxury collection like mine was, long sleeve button down. Pre-owned, it sold for $150. And it's lovely blue color. So that's why I took a risk on that one. What did that cost me at the bins? 50 cents. Very lightweight. I'm going to sell it with the flaw. We'll see how it does. Yeah, that one there. I know there's something in here that had a flaw though. This is Vintage Faded Glory. It has a paper tag, like I show you guys. Paper tag made in USA. Be careful because Faded Glory, Walmart, they're very smart. They're redoing some of their tags to make it look vintage, but it's not vintage. This is for sure vintage. And this is, okay, so you could go like grandma core with this, but you could also go obviously beach, hippie, boho, festival with this. It's a crochet knit like tan with the fringe, and it's made in USA, paper tag, vintage. I love that item. Who would have thought I would be picking up Vintage Faded Glory? I know. This is another brand I did not really know about, and you guys can kind of learn about as well. So the last one was Resell, R-A-V-E-L-L-A. The comps on their pre-owned stuff look great. Here's a different one. Rapha, R-A-P-H-A, made in Bulgaria. Learning new brands today. I remember looking this up. Another button-down shirt and kind of a a very deep chocolate brown color. I thought it was interesting. Like, it had a back pocket. This is a shirt. Like, there was a back button pocket. It just was kind of designed interestingly that it would have that. And I think, was there something else? Was there a material situation here? There's extra buttons. Made in Bulgaria though. And this vibe with these button down shirts is very popular right now. Tuck it into your, see, look, that's what I'm talking about. See how this is covered buttons? And then this is an exposed button. Like, just those details are so interesting to me. RAPHA. And then look at the inside. Here's inside is where you can see all the information in the size. It says XXL. Peter Post, the track to success. Cotton polyamide long sleeve shirt. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Learning new brands. Rapha long sleeve. Again, lightweight. Love at the bins where I can learn new brands because this is only going to cost me 50 cents. Here is one, pre-owned, just sold, $44.99. Looks like they have all kinds of different styles of shirts. They have some zip-ups here. Here's another long sleeve polo, $34. Here's another one, $29. Here's $45. So either way, I think it looks, here's mine right here. Casual cycling. Okay, so maybe this is something for athletic, like athletic, some kind of athletic wear, because this one says cycling, XXL. My style with the exposed button sold for $45 7 days ago. There you go. Learning new brands, learning new things. I do love, I bought this for my nephew. 2-piece little pajama. How cute. So we keep going here. Oh, here's another Nike. Putting that in my whatnot, whatever pile. I don't know. Whatever I'm doing with my whatnot kids athletic stuff. Here's a Prana. Prana. Pretty common brand you guys probably know. Size medium. These, oh, it's a skirt. Oh yeah, I remember. It's a pretty skirt too. It does have a stretch back waistband, which I do like. It's a size medium, and I think it is linen blend. Ooh, it's organic cotton. Actually, I like that better, probably. Organic cotton made in India, machine washable. So that's also nice. It's machine washable. Earthy, sustainable, eco, of course, with the material content, organic cotton. But it kind of gives me like, well, yeah, those vibes. Earthy, adventure, kind of a nice skirt. Ooh, organic cotton. Excellent. All right, let's see what's, I know there's some heavy stuff in here. Whoa. So, of course, at the bins, you always have to kind of take that into consideration. What is this? Made in Romania. Style Bennington. This is heavier. It says size small. But it also has a 1, so I don't know what that means. I'm going to have to look. No, don't leave me. I'm looking. Acrylic wool alpaca. Acrylic wool and alpaca. It has these really nice big buttons. Acrylic wool and alpaca. Heavy, big button cardigan. The bottom part obviously is open. I'm not super familiar with this style Bennington though. But it's wool and alpaca. It's sweater season. I could possibly throw this in my whatnot. It's really nice. It's heavy. Style Benetton. What else do we have here? Wrinkle resistant. So with some of my bread and butter in women's plus sizes, I do pretty well with button-up shirts. This is Eddie Bauer, wrinkle resistant. Look for those things, non-iron. This is going to be a 15 to 20 bread and butter. Women's 2X. This is Marmot. Another adventure brand. If you don't know that brand, think of it like adventure being like Eddie Bauer, Patagonia. It's not a Patagonia though. It's lower than a Patagonia as far as resale value goes. But this is a size XXL too. I wonder if it's women's or men's. This almost looks, well, I could go either way. This color pattern is very popular. I love this color pattern actually. Perfect for fall. And this is another nice bread and butter for me. 2XL. I'll have to do some measurements and see if it's a men's or a women's, but you could definitely go hiking, camping. You know, it has that lovely plaid color, adventure, all of those things. Now this I did not pick up for the brand. The brand is Simply Vera. It's a size extra large. This is simply a, I don't pick up anything Simply Vera Wang, but this is a velvet burnout. And these are very popular for fall and into winter. I love this mix. It's like a black with a kind of turquoisey blue velvet burnout. This is, again, style-based bread and butter. Look at that beautiful velvet burnout. Those sell in the $20 range. Ooh, I got a tie of something. Sinoche. 85% wool. Registered trademark. Made in France. Nice little skirt. This gives me definitely more of like academia vibes. But it is wool. It is lined. Very nice. Affordable at the bins. Before this falls over, I'll show this. Now, so I can't really weigh it. My scale is small. I need a new scale. I need a new scale. This one's not big enough, and some of my whatnot orders like are really maxing it out. I had a hard time deciding if this was worth it because the heaviness. I'm guessing this is 2 to 3 pounds. So at my bins, it's going to cost $3 to $5 for this Bass, GH Bass wool coat. It's obviously, you can see it's lined. It's hooded. It's a size medium. And it's such a cute little coat. That was my problem. Cute little pea coat. Like I said, it's wool, it's lined, buttons, it's zippers. GH Bass makes very high quality items. But that's heavy. Let's look it up. GH Bass wool coat. Here's one that went for $41. Looks like some of them only just put Bass in there. $30, $20, $35, $36, you know, so I'll probably get 20 to 30 on that, and I paid maybe $5 for it. So sometimes I really have a hard time with the weight part at the bins and whether or not that is worth it. Maybe you should have I thought about putting it in my whatnot, but it's heavy. Yeah. This is a vintage Y2K piece. It's made in Mexico. The brand is Rapper. I've done okay with this Rapper brand in Y2K items. See this baby doll cut, very classic baby doll cut with the tie around back. That's what was hanging out of the bags there, is this baby doll cut. Very classic Y2K piece. You know, that's going to be, you know, $20. You know, a lot of these are just $20. Ooh, I have a blazer, and I know I have a couple shoes at the end here, so let's get to getting. Made in Italy. Okay. All right, let's see what this is. What? What? Okay, my friends. Oh, what is this? Okay. Oh, this was the other piece to that. That Sinoche wool skirt. This is the top to it. It gives me grungy academia vibes, and it's also wool. And it was made in what? I think it was made in Italy or something. This tag didn't say, but the other one, this says Alaska on it. So I do remember finding that other piece. So I have to remember the other, gosh, hold on. The other day I forgot I had gotten 2 pieces to a outfit, and I listed one before I remembered I had the other one. Oh gosh. So that's a nice little two-piece, cute little two-piece set. Sinoche. I can't believe. Wool, but I have the two-piece set, which is really cute. And I will, like I said, I'll put those style tags. Just more skirts come up than anything, but not like mine. Oh, made in France. This brand new went for $50. Like I said, it's almost like schoolgirly, academia, maybe grunge, like old money maybe. There's something going on with that little cute little two-piece set. You guys, look what I found at the bins. Can you see? It's my buddy Zegna. Zegna. Ermenegildo Zegna blazer. Oh my gosh. Made in Italy. This is a $50 bill all day. See if I can find the size for us quick. Can't believe I found this at the bins. You know, usually you find there's so many pockets in this thing. The size in the pockets, like upside down. Oh, here's another pocket. There's so many pockets. This thing has 5 different pockets. There it is. I was just going to see if it had a special. It says made in Italy, size 54, 100% wool. And here's the little Zegna. There you go. That is a fantastic, that's a solid $50. Really nice blazer. What else? We have something else heavy here. This is super heavy. What is this? Ooh, another good brand to know. I think it's Inis Crafts. I-N-I-S Crafts. Made in Ireland. 100% merino wool. Made in Ireland. Size small. I've sold their pieces before. This is probably another $30 to $40 pickup. It's a hooded sweater. It does have a nice, you see this, like the chunky knit. Merino, 100% merino wool, button up, size small. I would have loved if it was a little bit bigger, but you do want to know that brand. Inis Crafts, made in Ireland, 100% wool. Excellent pickup. It is a little bit heavier though, so I would say it's probably $3 for me. It's probably 2 pounds. But again, at the bins, like if you would have gone to a regular, I mean, every sweater at my regular Goodwills are at least $6.99, if not more expensive. So here's another brand. It kind of reminds me of the Theory brand. It's Vince. I just sold a Vince piece this past week for $40. It's like one of those expensive pieces that sometimes sits. Vince. Not Vince Camuto. Vince. Viscous and elastane. These are a pair of dress pants. And they do have like the cuff at the bottom. They're really nice. They're probably going to be a 20 to 25, and they may be a slower mover. I would have loved if they were a better material. The other Vince item I just sold, I believe, was silk. Now, this is a brand I normally am only picking up right now in linen. It's Untuckit. I just sold an Untuckit for like $17. That's all you're going to get for most of your Untuckit button-down shirts these days. Maybe 2 years ago, you would have been getting $25, $30 pretty solidly for Untuckit. You know, some of these fast fashion brands or these brands that like get real hot for a year or two and then they, you know, it's not a Polo Ralph Lauren, like a Ralph Lauren. That's been around for decades and has been popular and is a good seller pretty consistently for many, many years. Untuckit, its flame has burnt out a little bit. I do okay with the linen ones. This is an extra large though, so hopefully that will sell it a little bit quicker. I'd be very, very picky about this brand. That's a 15 to 20. Ooh, is this a Salisbury? Oh, a Salzburg. Not a Salisbury like a Salisbury steak, you know what I mean? The brand is actually Salzburg. Like I'm thinking of food. This is a brand I do like to sell as well. Lands of Salzburg. So lots of really great brands. We learned about a couple new brands in the beginning. Also, we had the Zegna. The Marma is just a solid bread and butter. You know, this is another brand you should know. Lands of Salzburg. And I have found them in these vintage nightgowns. They usually do have like a really sweet pattern, or sweet as in cute like pattern. Not like sweet as in bro like my son's. And they usually have some kind of details like that little crochet lace accent. You have it at the end of the sleeve. Very, very cute. The brand in general does do well for me. That's a 25 to 30 for sure. Something giant and chunky at the end here. What do we got? I think I only got this because it's a fisherman style sweater. Nautica, not a brand I pick up. Nautica wool blend, size large, fisherman, chunky sweater. And now's the time. I'll still only get probably 20 bucks, 20 to 25 for this fisherman style with this neckline and a couple of the buttons. It does have like a nice gray color to it. Sometimes, you know, yeah, it's sweater season, but I don't have to pick up every sweater. So like that one, probably since it's a little bit heavier, is like a $5. And if I'm going to sell it at 25, you know, we'll see how it does. This is vintage Chaps Ralph Lauren. Chaps Ralph Lauren. This is a collab probably like the 90s, Y2K. XXL, made in USA. And it does have this logo instead of the pony logo because it's a Chaps collab. Chunky knit men's sweater. This is really nice. This will do better than the Nautica for sure. This will be like a $25 to $35 piece. Chunky knit, the nice crest logo, made in USA, the Chaps Ralph Lauren collab, and an XXL. Very, very nice. Again, because it's a little heavier, it's probably a 3-pound purchase, but I feel better about that one than I do the Nautica. This is Polo Ralph Lauren. I just sold something like this, Polo Ralph Lauren, but this is the 2XL again. So stick to those bigger sizes. They usually do better. This one does have the pony hit on it, and this is a full zip. I just sold something like this for $30. It was a 3XB though, which is a big size, 3XB, but still a nice full zip. 2XL is still a good size. Full zip, gray, and it does have the pony hit there. And actually the zipper does have the polo. Like I like those little details, and I'll point those out in my listings. That it's just, you know, a quality made item. But heavier again. These are brand new with tags, and this is the only reason why I picked these up. I thought about putting them back. What does this date say? So look, this one says 8/26/2025. The Goodwill tag. So where was this one coming from? How did the other one come from October? This one says August 26th. They tried to get $11.99 in the store for them. Obviously they did not sell, but the price tag on them is $95. Calvin Klein. And they're brand new with tags. Machine washable, slim fit dress pant, navy blue. It has all these tags and stuff. And that'll make it an easy listing for me. And I love that part too. They're a men's 34/30, which is a pretty decent. This is a nice pair of dress pants. I always start my titles with new $95 because that's originally the price. And because these tags tell me all the things I need to know. Calvin Klein, slim fit, stretch waistband. You know, I have all the details I need. There's no guessing here. Only would pick this up at the bins. It's still pretty light. I'm going to say I paid $1 for those. What do we have left in here, huh? What's this? So this, I picked this up. The solds were all over the place a little bit, but it's kind of like a funny novelty shirt. Royora Hawaii, extra large. Royora. Royora. Hawaii, extra large. It's brand new with the tag. No price. It says look up Royora Group. But it says, I may be old, but I got to see all the cool bands. You know, so I could see like a grandpa wearing this, or an older gentleman who loves bands, right? Going to concerts, that kind of stuff. And it's brand new. It's kind of fun. It kind of has like a bowling vibe, Hawaii vibe, as in like the button-up camp shirts. They tried to get $9.99 for this at the regular thrift store. I may be old, but I got to see all the cool bands. He's right. So, just because we're getting to the end here, Royora. The comps were kind of all over the place, but I think part of that is because it depends on what's on it, right? I mean, this is kind of a funny novelty band, you know, type of quote, and I felt that was going to bring the value up a little bit. Looks like most of them are in the $20 range. This is brand new, so I'll probably get around 20 bucks. Maybe someone will buy it for a Christmas gift. I think that would make a great Christmas gift to someone, you know, who rocked out back in the 80s, 90s, whatever. 70s? I don't know. So, this is Christian Dior. Look how fancy I am. Christian Dior. I believe this is vintage Christian Dior because it has a paper tag. And it has a union tag, you guys. Made in USA. This is the union tag. International Ladies Women's Union. I forget. International. See that tag there? International Women's Union. So this has to be 70s to 80s. It says size large, 100% polyester. And it's a slip. So all the things on this, vintage Christian Dior slip made in USA, possibly 70s to 80s, based on the fact that it was part of the women's union. Look at, beautiful. I don't know what I'm going to get for this, but I love it. I think when I looked up comps, they were all over the place. Vintage Christian Dior slip, you know. This one went for $37, and it says that it's from the 60s. Obviously, if you get a full dress, nightgown, camise, you know, one of those things, you're going to get more. Although this little dress nightgown went for $135. Here's another slip. It went for $25. Here's another one, $25. This one looks very, very similar to mine. It went for $50. So I'll probably list around $39 and open to my offers like I normally do. But that slip probably cost me $25. And it has the pretty lace at the bottom, and I'm saving basically a piece of history. Here's very similar to mine again, but it's white, $35, and it sold last week. And that thing weighed nothing. That was an excellent find. Very happy with that. Who am I finding Christian Dior made in USA vintage, huh? Shoo! Sometimes though I will be honest, I work really, really hard because I am that person who stays in a bin and looks through a lot of bins. I don't circulate a lot. And that's how I find some of these unique items, things that people overlooked or that they were at the bottom. And I get it. My back kills when I'm done at the bins because it's a lot of work and the clothes are heavy. Look how pretty this is. So this is Y2K Dress Barn. I just love this print. I could not pass it up. This kind of gives me like Lily Pulitzer types of vibes, or even Johnny Was vibes with the bold colors and bold prints. And that's how I'm going to sell this. I love it. Wear that down by the beach. Here's another swim piece, it looks like. Yeah, Torrid 3 swim top. Really cute. Another $20.25. Here's another swim. Jeez, I found a ton of swim. I love selling Torrid swim. They're a $20.25 pretty much every time. Size 2 double D. It's nice that they put in the bra size. This is the Galaxy one. I've sold something very similar to this. Love the pinks. $20.25. I'll probably list those at $29 and end in the $20 to $25 range. Again, those Torrid pieces, each one is, look it up. Look up brand new Torrid swim on their website, is $50, $60. It does go on sale like after season, of course, but if you went and you bought it brand new, it's expensive. $100 for a 2-piece set. Another swim. And you know what? I know it's Q4, but before you know it, people will be going on vacation. They'll be headed south for Florida, spring breaks, and they'll be looking for swim. So it's a great time to pick it up. And where else but the bins, of course, because I'm only paying 75 cents for some of those. Ooh, here's another brand to know. Lots of good brands in this haul. Very, very happy with this. Solid brands. Pomander Place. If you don't know this brand, you definitely should. Pricey items. This is a beautiful velvet. Wow, I better get this up. Extra large too. My last Pomander Place went for about $40. It's a brand to know, but also link it with the size is great, and it's this velvet. Oh, and it's so soft. That's fantastic. Pomander Place. Very pretty piece here. Size extra large. That's great. My nose always starts to itch when I go through some of these items. It must be like the dust or whatever's on them. Ooh, my girl Eileen. Now, it's an extra small, so I don't love that part, but it feels like linen. Let's check the material before I show you. Eileen at the bins is pretty much always for me. 100% Irish linen. Okay. Irish linen. Extra small, I don't like that it's that just because the smaller sizes usually sit for me. But this is a long maxi length linen dress. Very nice. Solid black, kind of your classic. If you don't know Eileen, you definitely want to know her. A lot of places who are pricing up certain brands, they will price that brand up. And honestly, at Goodwill's, I won't. That was priced at $9.99. So, at the store, would I pick it up? Probably not, because that's only going to sell for like $25 to $35. I will list that Eileen Fisher dress at $39. If it was a better size and maybe some like embroidery or something, I might go a little bit higher, but an extra small, no. These are fantastic. I do pretty well with different loafer shoes from the bins. Let's weigh these shoes. If you made it 40 minutes, let's just weigh them so I can tell you. How much did these weigh? 1 pound, 4 ounces. So these cost $2. Shiny black leather, and they are the Wee Junes. I've told you guys about these before. GH Bass Wee June. It's a style that's very popular and trendy. And look at the tread on these. Check your soles. Look at the sole. Wow. This guy did not do much of anything. I don't know if he actually wore these. Made in El Salvador, size 8. Wow. These are really nice. The Wee Junes usually go in the $35 to $40 range, and I paid $2. I will have to start a shoe pile. Those are in great condition. Made in El Salvador. Oh man, if you made it to the end, you got a little surprise here at the end. Here's another pair of shoes that does well. They're high quality. Is it Abeo? A-B-E-O. A-B-E-O. Leather Laguna. Obviously, these are out of season. My sandals are probably going to sit until 3-4 months from now when everyone starts thinking about spring, summer again, their spring breaks, vacations, like I just said. But know that brand. I'd be curious. Right now, I bet the sold are not that great on this. Because everyone's thinking fall and buying fall right now. Here's one right now. Sold for $29. That's not bad for kind of off season. These are all October numbers, obviously. 25 pre-owned, 23 pre-owned. Yeah, that's not bad. So they're still going in the $25 range at the bins. Now here's you guys. All right, you know me. I'm plain Jane. I'm nobody special. I don't know what to do with these. Oh, you're getting for a real treat. I Google photoed these. I hemmed and hawed and sweated because I wasn't sure if I should even pick them up or not. Pair of shoes, says right on the bottom, made in Italy. There's a couple of condition issues, but look. Can you see what that says? Prada. Who am I? I got the same clothes on I've been wearing for 10 years. I don't know anything about Prada, which there was some scuff marks. The inside here, this you can see a little bit better. And I found someone selling these vintage. There were several up there. I think they're an older style. Prada. Maybe that's what you guys tell me if these are real. I'll have to go to those. And look, Goodwill put $49.99 on these. What's the date? These have a late July date. I Google Lensed them, and I did find them. I found all the other stuff matched as far as the logos and stuff go. But I am no expert. And here's the thing. I get nervous about selling things like this because I never want to, I don't ever want to sell something that's not real. But I did find a bunch of comps, and to me, the quality is nice. The leather is heavy. It's soft. It's in good condition. There's several logos everywhere, but there's good fakes everywhere too. So it says made in Italy on the bottom. I don't know what to do with those. What do I do? You guys, I know there are groups on Facebook that have like authentication. Obviously, I could send it in. A couple places do authentication. I do have a relationship with the Real. I have sent things into the Real where if this was not real, they just throw it away. If it's real, they'll sell it for you and you get a percentage of the commission, right? And I don't know. That's why sometimes I'm serious. I don't even pick these things up because I'm not sure. I think probably nobody thought to even look at them because they're not very, they don't have big C's over it like Coach does, or big LVs or G's like Gucci and Louis Vuitton. These are pretty plain. But when you look at all the other logos, it's on the bottom, it's on the inside, and it's on the tongue, then you can see that it says Prada. So I guess if you made it to the end, tell me what to do. I don't know what to do with these. I definitely don't want to sell something that's not real, but honestly, all the stuff looks good. So we'll put this in my shoe bin. We'll see what I decide to do. I don't know if even like ThreadUp would take them, and if they did, would they authenticate them? I haven't done really anything with ThreadUp or the Real in a long time. The percentages that you get for commission for some of those places, honestly, it's kind of low. Like you sell something for $20, they give you like $2. It's like if you were high volume, like you are just a bins person, and you're just looking to source, and you don't want to list things, and you're okay with getting $2 to $5 for all this inventory all the time, then I've seen people do that. People, that is their business strategy. But to just send in a couple things and maybe I'd get, I don't know, what would I even get from ThreadUp? Prada, men's, shoes. I remember Google lensing them and there was a style. They're all over the place. Just men's Prada shoes. I'd have to find the style. Here's one that's similar, $100. It is an older model. Here's another one, $80. I guess that's really not anything crazy, but it's Prada. What is that? All right, there you have it. Another bins haul where I pay by the pound, $1.59. Honestly, most of this is going up in my shop, and I need to pump up my numbers a little bit. So from here, I'm going to organize this and separate it into groups. I kind of separate some of my items so it's faster to list. So I'll put all the tops together, the bottoms together. I'll put the shoes in the shoe bin, and then I will go list them. So I hope you guys are having a great day. If you made it to the end, you know I love you so much, and I hope you are doing wonderful. Bye.